for access to the Nephrite Quarter. The Clan of the Leopard grants trade licenses to foreigners. This grants access to the Nephrite Quarter in Khan's Heart to the south, allowing you to sell your goods there. A grand ceremony. The effusive official is today attended by 3 servants and a blue priest, each carrying a candle of a different color. He speaks a formula in Kaganian, in Greek, and in one of the languages of the other continent. You are anointed with oils and presented with a pair of shark skin gloves. The blue priest admits you to a slightly less debased echelon of foreignness, and blesses you in the name of the deep blue heaven. After that, you start filling in forms. And our next goal is going to be to keep giving them coffee, so that we can eventually ask them to lower our suspicion. Sorry. Yeah, no, 3 captivating treasures is not enough to get me to sell that gun. Nope, 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 nope. But make a note that they will buy it for 3 captivating treasures, because it is information. On 8. 3 captivating treasures for the special gun, Memento Mori. Let's go down to Khan's Glory and see what we can do now that we have a trading license. At the very least, I know we can buy romantic literature, which we need. So... now, whether we'll be able to jam it into a hold right now, I don't know, because we also need to have room for things like fuel. Oh, they actually offer a pretty... this is like the first place where I've been able to potentially buy bolts of spider silk for echoes instead of supplies. Now, that being said, it's a worse price than what 2 supplies would typically run. It's not that much worse, mind you. It's only 10 echoes difference. And when you factor in how much more convenient it is to get here than it is to get to the Sorrow Spiders, yeah, if we need spider silk, I'm coming here. And yes, they sell romantic literature. We needed, what, 3 for the cigars, 5 for the Abbey, and 7 for the guy in London. We're not going to be able to carry all of that at once. I can tell you that right now. Okay, we'll figure that out. For right now, we're going to buy 5 for the Abbey. So we're going to be heading back that way soon. In fact, I should have just sold this stuff, but I'm gonna just jettison the approved ones because we're just going with the other type. Stop by Abbey Rock and use the 5 that we need there. And then go to London to sell things and hope that they don't search our ship, because otherwise we'll have to pay the customs tax on it and then it'll become approved romantic literature and it'll just be freaking annoying. But go to London, buy more fuel, and then probably sell some of the crap we've got sitting in our hold, like the Zoop. And then go down to Rosegate to finish off these dang cigars. Appropriate texts. Yep. What kind of beast can be conjured with these racy volumes? Perfect. There must be music, too, and fire, and a promise. We can take care of those. We begin at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. 7s are important. In the Abbey courtyard, the sisters are heaping up driftwood for a fire. The adventuress clasps a hand on your shoulder. That gives me, what, 12 hours? Come on, let's go back to the ship. I don't want to spend my last 12 hours in this hole. She's flushed, eyes bright, mouth tight. All's well, Captain. Did you need something? The last night, record her memories of her travels, record her memoirs about her homeland, spar with her, or, you know, engage in cheating, which would probably be a very bad idea, so let's not do that one. I'm more curious about her homeland. The Presbyterian extends deep into the outer continent. Outsiders are not often permitted within its borders. What will she share? The kingdom of life. Each presbyter is different, but each takes the identity of the last. Presbyters never truly die, even after 1,000 years. At their deaths, they give up their names to join the college, who lived nameless. The rebels who serve the thief of faces, they live faceless. I'm no friend to the college, you know that. But they have served our realm well. They are just... It's true, we eat the flesh of the beasts we hunt as you do, but we will kill nothing that flies. The story is that they carry the airs of the garden that permit us to live forever, but I think it's sentiment. I think the mountain dreams of flight. She speaks casually, but now and then a tear crosses the sharp planes of her face to fall unnoticed into the dark. Gained a pages, a secret, and 7 memories of distant shores. So don't watch or watch. I'll read off both. The fire is lit. The smoke of printed love stories rises into the dark. The sisters chant in a language older than London. They play a wistful, halting music on harps and lyres. The adventuress has had her uniform ironed. Even her buttons are polished. Her knife is ready in her left hand and her pistol in her right. Far above, in the deep night of the Neath, something briefly occludes the light of the false stars. Go back to the ship, she says abruptly. I don't want you to see me die. Please. I was going to watch, but if you are specifically requesting that I do not, then I will not. An ending. From the deck, you see the light of the fire turn ice blue, roar to greater brightness, and fall as night falls from the roof. A shot, another, shrieks like the tearing of sheet metal, like the fission of thought. A terrible silence. One final furious shriek. The glass in the bridge windows cracks like ice. Abbey Rock is silent. The prioress arrives a half hour later. Her eyes are shining. She scarred it, she says delightedly. Oh, how she scarred it. We'll lay her to rest in our own crypt. We'll write her name on our wall. The next novice who joins us will be named for her. She scarred it. Thank you. And she wanted you to have this. It's her pistol, silver chased, drenched in black and stinging blood. As you watch, the blood wisps in choking vapor from the metal, leaving it stained dark as the Z. Suppose we need to put in a new officer now. Well, glad we didn't feed the irrepressible cannoneer to the red honey bees, because he's the only other gunnery officer we got. He may be the only other one in the game, considering I think we've gotten most, if not all, of the officers at this point. So yeah, don't feed him to the bees. Got it. Stoking inspiration for the luscious flavor. The crotchety tobacconist is polishing an already gleaming case. The flavor must be something that'll make knees weak and hearts flutter. Perfect. The crotchety tobacconist scrutinizes the literature through his... I have no idea what that is. Pince-nez? He carves into pages with a razor and carefully extracts passages of worth. I tell you, he says between puffs of his cigar, reading this makes me feel old. Before London fell, I never dreamed of such carnality. Not because I wouldn't desire it, but because I never imagined the possibilities they explore here. Finely chosen, Captain. What is the task going to be here? Oh, God. The crotchety tobacconist studies the romance excerpts. They're breathless exclamations such as one might utter after a vigorous regime of calisthenics. Captain, I need you to make a poem with these phrases, and I need it to be badly written. Okay. You write with the crotchety tobacconist puffing away behind your shoulder, blowing curling clouds of daffodil-scented smoke over your page. He smirks as he reads and claps you on the back. Fine, nearly too fine. Enough to quicken and curdle the blood. Excellent work. And what What is this task going to be? Helping prepare the luscious flavor. The crotchety tobacconist grins at his reflection in the display cases. I've got one of those mushrooms. What do you call them? A brunig. Oh, sod it. I've got one in a jar. But first, I'll need to care about poetry. Can you bring it around? You spend hours reciting the popular Z ballads of love in Wolfstack Caverns, love beneath the decks, and love in the far-flung ports. Eventually, the crotchety tobacconist stops by to see your progress. He takes your poem from his pocket and presses it against the jar. The Birmingham bangs pitifully against the glass. Listen, the tobacconist cries, clapping you on the back. Hear that tapping? It's correcting your meter. He cackles, smoke curling upward from his lips. Well done, Captain. Harvesting the luscious flavor. That mushroom is at work upstairs, editing your poetry. The crotchety tobacconist looks meaningfully at the razor left open on the counter. Shall we? I'm gonna feel slightly bad about this one because I like the Blimmingans. The Blimmingan has used half a pot of red ink editing your poetry. It's so absorbed in criticism, it is unaware of you and the tobacconist. Carve it up. Don't disturb it, the tobacconist whispers. Just take your knife and... The Blimmingan does not notice you looming over it as it corrects your meter, does not notice you raising the knife as it considers helpful edits to your rhyme, and when you drive the blade straight through its cap, it just shudders and dies. A viscous purple mixes with the red ink. The tobacconist chuckles and blows a satisfied stream of maple-tasting smoke. Now, Captain, shall I show you how to carve up this little... Is it time? The flavors have been gathered. Now, what must be done? The shop will close temporarily once you proceed. That's fine, we got the port report. The crotchety tobacconist blows a small ring around your head and smiles. Quite right. I think it's time we finish this. I'll begin my preparations. Come up. What's the tobacconist shouting about now? We're done gathering flavors, Captain, he shouts as you ascend. We'll make do with what we have. Let's finish it. So I suppose at a certain point, if you just kept mucking up the rolls and couldn't meet them, though they must have not been too insane because every single one of them had a 100% chance for us. And our stats aren't crazy. They're solid, but they're not crazy. But I guess if you just kept failing the rolls, or if you just kept coming in and taking free cigars or something, he would eventually just go, okay, we're making do with whatever we got. The dogged apprentice is straining against the cords holding him flat to the workbench. Oh God, what are we doing? His wrists are raw and bleeding. The tobacconist looms over him, sharpening his scalpel. Excellent. Now that you're here, Captain, we can start. I'll just need a donation from the boy, and we'll have the last component. Could you help him keep still? All right. Put your hands on the boy's shoulders and press. Force him still. The dogged apprentice screws shut his eyes as the crotchety tobacconist outlines the corners of a box onto his flesh. At the tobacconist's instruction, you firmly place your hands on the corners, holding taut the skin between the lines. The crotchety tobacconist swiftly draws his scalpel across the apprentice's flesh. The blade cuts easily, snagging only once or twice. Yeah, I'm sure that felt great. Whenever it does, the tobacconist readjusts the edge and gives a sharp pull, slicing through the obstruction. The apprentice pleads, but his screams go unheeded. Your hands and the tobacconist grow bloody as you pinch and pull that patch of the apprentice's flesh. And when the screams become distracting, the tobacconist blows heavy smoke into his face. The apprentice's eyes flutter shut. Why couldn't you do that at the start? The tobacconist grins and peels clean the skin he requires. As he tends to the wrapping of the cigar, he oversees your preparations of a small tub of water. We're going to test our beauty there. The crotchety tobacconist kneels beside the tub, holding his latest creation. He is still, utterly focused, but the glint of a tear running down his cheek belies his composed posture. It has to work, he mutters. It has to work this time. The cigar in his hand, he must test it. The crotchety tobacconist lowers the cigar into the water with shaking hands. He fumbles in his breast pocket for a cylinder of never-cold brass. It slips into the water with a hiss. Fishing it out, he holds it to the tip of the submerged cigar. The end starts to throb with a dull glow. My God, he cries, it works! He lowers his face into the water and draws on the cigar. He sits up, holding the smoke in. His eyes are closed. His expression is one of rapture. It feels like a long time before he speaks. It burns with hate. At one moment, it has the rawness of brimstone. But this is tempered with such sweetness, like a beloved's perfume, that one revels in the taste. And this is united in a body of fecund earth. Oh, Captain, we've done it. 25 Z stories, 25 tales of terror, 25 visions of the surface. We lost hunger for some reason. Maybe we ate the apprentice. Lost all our terror after all that. 50 fragments, one extraordinary implication. It felt the need to say our secrets remains unchanged at 2. I don't know why. Okay. A last request. A suitcase sits in front of the shop counter. 1 or 2 errant socks hang from the seams. It's time for the work to truly begin, the Karachi tobacconist says. Arrangements for Rosegate have already arrived. All's settled. Could I just trouble you to take me from here? He blows a ring before glancing at his apprentice, sitting in the other corner of the counter. He corrects himself. Take us. The Karachi tobacconist strides into your submarine, humming a jaunty tune. To the Iron Republic, he cries before resuming his song. The dogged apprentice is slower to board. He all but shuffles to you. The Grand Geode, he whispers, before entering your vessel and leaving Rosegate to the dark.